in Los Angeles, but it isn't over yet. Now it's their map choice, and we are certainly not slowing down. The side of T1 had a lot of fast-paced takes, and kicking off this map, it's just the same. Saya denied that early fight, though. The Cloudburst not going to stay up for long. Their safe haven deteriorating. Out of Captain Falls, too. Maj putting up a good performance, but not good enough. It's left down to the Gecko of Cracks. And Tom, we've seen Gecko quite a bit. It hasn't been something to write home about for the side of FUT so far.
I don't even know if he'll use any of it. Just needs to land the shots. And that's where Crack seems to do his best work. If you didn't have enough of the FUT clutches in the last map, well, they're right back in a 1v2 to kick things off. I believe from the last map, they had some like 80+% 4v5 conversion rate. I think the initial showing of this composition of Gecko was great. Like when they were playing it in EMEA, it looked strong. Then they tried to bring it to the international stage and they got bullied, like even using you versus the side of T1. They have been able to win out a lot of these gunfights just off individual brilliance.
Very much so. The clutches, look, if they're going to continue to go FUT's way, then yeah, you can write this series off. T1 got to start to feel deflated. Got 4 rounds so far in the series. We move on to the second here, and it's, you know, a decent bit of fighting potential. 4 sheriffs for the side of T1. They're already getting up close, looking for some opportunities. Found some, not converted. And shot after shot landing for Kiwi. That Marshall dangerous in a round like this. Nobody has shields. So you just shred straight through them. Interesting that you have even flank attempts coming through. This isn't the kind of round where I'd expect players to try to get behind with weapons like a Bulldog, but it will pay off.
A lot of times T1 played this map, it was versus EDG, and they definitely struggled to pin down the likes of Can. Well, early mollies just instantly being popped. Same happened on the last map as well.
FUT really like to go for those spams, huh? Through every smoke that they can possibly find. And yeah, some decent damage starting it off. Saya player next to no shields. But it's only a little tickle. The third round sees T1 play it slow, waiting for that aggression to come out from FUT, waiting for Maj perhaps to go walkabouts on middle, like we saw towards the end of the previous round. But as we said, this is a squad that, despite many conversations around their fundamentals previously, I think their discipline has improved a lot. I mean,
since the early days, definitely.
Yeah, right?
Go back to the VLRs, yeah, definitely.
It's a much better face to this squad.
Well, a minute gone. Bit less to play, but this is where the execution's going to come through again. Saya leading the charge, and he will find that opener. Maj unable to do too much, but his teammates at least trying to trade things back. This time, though, a little bit of damage to Carpe, but other than that, they've kept things relatively clean. And the only interesting really thing when we talk about compositions for these two teams, it's not so much about change of agents, it's change of personnel. Watching the switch up of Ada Captain taking over that controller. The same for Carpe, taking over Sentinel. Slight role switches, but nothing different in terms of what agents are actually being run. For now, Kiwi, anything he can find will be nice, but Carpe is going to...
Bursting into A, taking the control. Although on a map like Haven as well, you're certainly going to get your reward for that.
Yeah. They were a little more patient, though. That's the thing. It wasn't like instant in the round. They had time for some of that utility to be burnt out, so... Slight adaptation. This time, though, it is direct. Very direct indeed. The first 20 seconds of the round may have gone, but already into the site they go. And, well, you mentioned smoke spams. There's one apiece. Yeah,
Maj managed to catch them on the way through. That's the problem. They knew where he was spamming from, and, well, a lucky shot on the return gets them the reward. Flash for right side, but no follow-up. They're not looking to take that control, but they have spotted the operator around here. It's good information to play with. Thrash on the way through, and it catches nobody. They've sidestepped it completely. Not going to be retrievable in its current position. Ada Captain falls, and T1, they are in with a serious chance now, locking these players out of control. A quick double kill. It doesn't seem to be enough. Ooh. Even if that shot was connected for Kiwi, it would be a tough clutch, but with 2 opponents still standing, it's time to get out of there.
Yeah, good work from them. The ultimate as well from the side of FUT, not really placed in a position. I think the only players that actually could have caught were his own teammates if it went a little bit deeper. Opportunities to find something with that, but T1 have managed to... Because you've got Kiwi one away for a Blade Storm. A kill for him could put him onto the board. And on the other side of things, full rifles, a decent economy already being built up. This is a chance for T1.
Early round, and that's already half the task out of the way. Stuns, one apiece. It's slowed T1 slightly, but it has ultimately denied Kiwi's opening aggression. He wanted to be here with that operator. He wanted to be taking the fight down on short. Instead, look at where FUT are forced to go, right out of the site. Playing way back, Kiwi's still good for one. But again, it comes down to the weaknesses that are backing him up on this hold. Really nothing to work with, and if it's that not the operator finding the kill, the chances go way down.
Yeah, he's got the Blade Storm for the next round, so was willing to take a risk, and a risk being taken by the entire squad. They've thrown in the lockdown here. Zeta trying to hold on the edge of it, and he's actually going to get 2 with the spam? I thought maybe 1 at best. Okay, sure, he's going to go down, but he's already cost the entirety of the round. Cracks again, going to reduce the finances brought through, and you know what? Mr. Farland should get out of there with an operator. Considering the investment, it's not too bad, but more importantly, I'm liking the goal of Zeta. A little bit more aggression, a little bit more up in the faces of FUT, something that I think was missing in the previous map. And well, they are going to get themselves the lead for it.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know, in a round like that, but, well, certainly does it. Leaving it down to the literal last second as well to go for that spray and catches both of them. That's got to be so frustrating. Because
multiple players, in fact, the whole team setting up exactly where Kiwi's going to be going. He's got to get out of there very quickly. The counter util's been good, but Zaya player is going to meet those blades. I feel like this is a moment where if you're T1, you go, nah, don't really fancy heading into that site. Still looking to check if that control's been taken by their opponents, but they are now going to start feeling out the map a little bit more.
Yeah, their issue is just how little control they can actually hold on to. Not having, like, your turret even sat on middle. These players could have pushed down. They could be in the window by now, wrapping up behind. That's not even talking about the A site. You know, ultimately, when you start a round like this, a minute in, your only opportunity is to go towards C. But with Kiwi down, that opportunity now is a little bit more promising. Good stun, good delay, but the follow-up, the thing of legends. Sure, Mr. Fallen will go down, and some damage is found as well. But they managed to stall out that C push. And from the shadows, used to fake out that they're taking this to A. The fake is not sold, though. FUT still have 2 players here. One in the form of Adacaptain, the other being Cracks, and that angle is certainly held down by Cracks.
Through. I'm also just looking at Adacaptain right now with 0 kills and 11 assists. One of the most ridiculous stat lines we've had so far in this tournament. See how many that continues on to, but just really clean individual fighting effectively, and just allowing players like that to almost take over. Early stun, and Kiwi already taking that space. He's going to get one for free. No, it's actually a miss.
Well, he's got the drone at least, but not quite the same reward. Gets back in time to be caught by the Rolling Thunder. Pretty much out of this round for a few seconds, and he'll be caught by Ban, who's doubling up on the site. Mr. Fallen catches them blinded up on site before he's dropped, but they can't get ahead in the fights. It's still Maj left in a 1v2. T1 have got the plant in. Now they can hold this down together, even looking to double swing it, and the double not...
By the looks of things, this round, they're going into A in the same sort of pace.
Oh my, look how quickly the push has come through from Adacaptain. Sure, there's a fight, a brawl, in fact, going down on short, but they have full middle control as well. At the same time, you know, FUT, they give it up late into the round. Probably good that they did. That lockdown could be served to fake out and rotate back across the map, but more likely just to sit in position and claim the space afterwards. FUT will be conceding it all.
Yeah, at least they didn't manage to get the Thrash back, but that early usage again, just trying to deny the same sort of push that came through in the last round, and the rest of the team looking to build up in this retake. Now you have to bear in mind, in terms of utility, there's a couple of flashes. I was going to say there's no paranoia to get them back in. They don't need it. T1 went looking. They wanted to fight. They wanted to scrap, and because of that, they now find themselves in a 5v2 scenario. Flank comes through from Maj as well. Munchkin needs to pull off one of the most ridiculous clutches you ever will have seen, and well, they're already spamming into the smoke. They know where he is. It's all too easy for FUT.
The patience after those fights as well. They took their time on the way back through. Yeah, a much better start than what we'd seen previously, and they're going to go for a timeout. to attempt to recover on what has been a shakier, more recent memory. Losing 2 of the last 3 rounds. That retake in particular, I think, will have them shaking as a team fights for the lead. The side of FUT, I mean, look, like we've been saying, Cracks, the Gecko, it's all right. Cracks, though, he himself,
yeah, he's
unreal. Having a great game so far. Shock dart through, double bounce, notification found. They've destroyed the alarm bot, but not the alarmee. It's Maj deleting Carpe, and that puts them in a bit of a rough spot. Their flank protection not there, and, well, their flank wide open. Cracks has walked into it.
There's a reason the Turkish players only play the Vandal. It's normally because of the instant headshot. Sire player, though, can match them in that, at least. Now, they are going to have themselves an afterplan here. The turret destroyed for no reason other than fun. He is dead, but just in case, look how fast this flank is, though. Nobody actually watching in this direction. In fact, Zeta could be in trouble here. Currently using his Tronicus, jumping back and spots half of the team. The stun has caught him as well. There is no chance for him to survive this one. And in fact, at a captain, well, he may be getting assists, but he can also frag in his own right as well. A clean push back through into this round for FUT. They're going to regain the lead for themselves once again. This round looking maybe like a bit more of a default for the side of T1. We've seen them go very aggressively, direct into sites, and as has been mentioned, either they've been slaughtered on the way in or the retakes from FUT have been fantastic over the last few rounds at least. So they're going to try and wait, spot out some of these early fights, and well, Ada Captain is already going to have to use a little bit of that utility. Again, this is something the desk mentioned. Just try and bait out some of that util a little bit earlier on. Again, though, with how many kills Cracks has been able to get, he can use that Thrash just to search, make sure that nobody has been able to get back in. And now T1, they start to build into this site once again, but they have got to be wary of the spams.
Yeah, it was a nice shot onto Munchkin already. He's in danger. I think it might have been him going for that orb. One away from Rolling Thunder now. Been used to great success previously to get them into sites, particularly A, where they now have a lurker. Just looking at the map, you can see Ban has snuck past Kiwi. He's now tucked in the corner. Space will be taken. It's Saya player coming up close, but further back was Munchkin. He's caught. Cloudburst, good. The dodge on the paranoia, but he'll still be taken down. Carpe with a good frag. They haven't spotted out a captain. He's doubling up, holding strong on the site. He doesn't need any help. Saw Thrash go in, but, well, he already had it on lockdown. Zeta, the last man alive. We'll find the first. Zeta Captain's kill streak finally coming to a conclusion. But with just a couple of seconds left on that clock, I think we know this round is going into FUT's corner. The question is, will the rifle be carried through? The timing was nearly
completely unaware of other control that was still held. Then when all the information gets spotted, Ada Captain on his own just walks into the site. The rest of the team can't afford to give because we've already seen it throughout this game so far. The players on FUT, each in their own right, will destroy you if they give them a moment's notice. Back to the pacey rounds. Rolling Thunder again. This is where they had one of their successful rounds. This time, though, Moj is out. And Kiwi, well, again, uncharacteristic, but it's a miss.
Oh. And he catches that one. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, Kiwi over to the rifle. You know he's going to be used to claim some space in the way through. Stun held. Mr. Fallen's caught at least one with that. Aftershock for down below, oh, and that's a free kill. Zeta was caught in the turret. In the drone, I should say. Saya player is good for a double before being shut down. The operator doing a hell of a lot of heavy lifting on the way back into A. And another successful retake for the side of FUT. T1 starting to slip up, losing their lead.
Rolling Thunder was online. They were being caught by it, and then players were going down.
Yeah.
Instead, they fall back. Like Moj just gets out of there immediately and just lets Kiwi find that opening kill. Now you're going into the same retake that you were already winning with an extra player. Hunter's Fury, some decent ultimates online. The thing is, though, I wonder if, again, it's just going to come down to the retake, especially with that lockdown available for Moj.
Blade Storm online. Saya player could be very dangerous with this. A pre-fire blade around the corner. And he's on his way through. Stun caught. He's up top, safe for a moment. Allowed to recover. Will he be spotted after? No, not before he can grab a kill without a captain down. Blades refreshed. And the site seems to be theirs. Even that judge going to be quite scary, as exactly for that reason. It's up close, it's able to spam in the smoke, and if anything goes awry, he has that Blade Storm still to fall back on. This could be a tough fight for Kiwi.
Yeah, I almost feel like at this stage, someone has to make a mistake. And while Carpe's doubled up, kept this further into their favor, Kiwi will be able to get one, and actually Mr. Farland's found another. Somehow, in this 2v5 scenario, it's beginning to look competitive with an isolated player within the smoke. Munchkin has a chance to put this one to bed, as Mr. Farland is now all that remains. The other two players just waiting on long, and T1
pick. So that was the half they wanted to start on for the side of T1, already out of the way. And with the context of how it began, maybe they wanted that little bit more. At the end of the day, though, there's some serious signs of life on that foot side.
They've been their strong suit so far, and although they may be Gecko runners themselves, they definitely don't run it on this map. So it's going to be something that they have to be prepared to adapt to. Those flashes, we've definitely seen players stare right into the eye of a Dizzy a couple of times. Counter stuns already. Just trying to help out Carpe, but already being spotted by the wingman. He is going to have to fade off of this one. B site looks to be the point of call for FUT, but with Killjoy Util and a contact player in Munchkin, you'd have to hope for T1 they can get something on the entry here.
Well, Kiwi's got some control. A player spotted as well. He'll look for the fight, and that's an execution.
Beautiful paranoia.
Munchkin down immediately. The paranoia even stopped the players further back from peeking out to help. There were two ready to swing. Carpe and Ban, and both have been found by Kiwi. They didn't take the fight earlier, and they were forced into it later. This is looking rough. T1 blocked out completely. And even that late flank that they're attempting with Saya player, there might not be anything left to flank. They have enough bodies to cover more or less every single angle at this point. And once they catch out Zeta, it gets tough. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, we won't even talk about that for Saya because it's an ace. For
Turkish VALORANT, it was just run in, get headshots, get all of the kills. You look at those first 3 kills for Kiwi, every single player was blind. Supportive flash of the paranoia. Pop flash came through as well from Mr. Farland. The last player, I think, was the superstar of FUT. Exactly what you want to see from the likes of them. And now, well, if the start in both halves has gone as badly as this, can we see some sort of response? Saya, well, there's definitely no fear here, but there is an alarm bot waiting. That's going to be destroyed. That gives Anna Captain a chance to protect. Okay, that was very, that was very optimistic from Zeta that there would be no one there. And they're still trying to find him. Anna Captain just lurking around the back lines has caused them, well, mass amounts of problems.
Good luck to Ban and getting more than this. Already spotted out and dealt.
Farming up an ace in that prior round. And already they're going to take a lot of initial space into mid. This seems to be their, pretty much their pressure. Look how aggressive he is! He's just got straight through! Already just decimating the side of T1. This was the round that they desperately needed to win. He's just opened things up with ease.
Made it look like an eco-ton. I mean, they've got rifles on the other side. They were ready, watching for that push through. And it certainly didn't look like it. At this point, I'm looking at the body language, looking at Ban's position on the minimap, and it's a save. They've called for it. Mere seconds into the round. And you're 5v2 behind, weaknesses for FUT. And, well, not for much longer even. That a captain.
They're going to get them.
He's picking up a rifle. There you go.
I think they're expecting some sort of congestion here, but they've almost just had to give up on this one. And you can't really blame them for it. It was such just a direct, fast-paced take. We spoke about, like, supportive utility and basically how that was... kills both players, or B-side, sorry. That's insanity. I think there might have been a supportive flash, but I don't think it made a difference. That was just a rough position for T1 to be in. And just look at what they've got. 2 rifles, pistols, and on the other side of things, they've got everything to play with.
Nice aggression, though. Saya's not only caught... Whoa,
what?
No! I don't know how he went down there. Sure, the trade is in. Just another remarkable fight from Kiwi. The advantage, though, is certainly falling into the court of T1. 2 rifles to work with. One of them is in the hands of Ban, who we see on the C site. Players coming from either angle. They know that Carpe is here now, and they'll shut him down. Only Ban left to find, and Krax does, well, makes it look easy. He'll be left alone. Still has his wingman to work with. Maybe the plant can go down. He can try to move to a post plant already, start the flank.
He'll get his ult off this as well.
Oh, that's huge.
It's tough to use in these sort of scenarios. To isolate a player. If he gets it into the 1v1, you almost have to say that this round is his, and Zeta is going to try and sell a ruse. Maybe that both players are coming in from that direction. Yet to move is going to be Munchkin. The spray's a little bit wild. He's going to go running back into his opponent. Munchkin will just about find the victory in that round. A little bit too close for comfort, and even a world where we might have seen a knife, but T1 will be okay for this one.
Yeah, I think they're pretty comfortable for this and the next if they need it. Cracks again, showing his prowess individually. That was 3 kills, and as you said, 20 HP there.
Did he even get stuck?
Try to switch? Just a wild swing?
Or even if
like
he just, the guy was 1 bullet off,
yeah,
so
yeah.
he probably kills
Right
him off
click
that.
classic.
But, hey, you can't blame him. Thrash straight through, as said. He has farmed this all up so many times throughout this game. Doesn't connect onto anyone this time. Kiwi's gone dashing into the site. Made space, but Carpe's done well. Instant trade again, though. It all seems to come tumbling down. Ban at the back of site is the last point of call. His teammates with a supportive flash, but maybe he doesn't need that support. However, does he know? There's a player right below him. He's seen the gun barrel. Eventually, he'll make the realization. The penny drops, and it leaves just Cracks alone in this one.
As well, some weaknesses for the side of FUT. This could be the start of T1's redemption arc this year, seeing the barrel for so long.
That was a lot of individual fights handed over to Ban. Everybody expecting to win their battle themselves. Kiwi, well, we mentioned him going in solo every single time, but it's actually Saya getting caught. The trades coming across the map, individual fight after individual fight, but T1, they've come out on top here and have a lot in their favor. 2 ultimates if they need them, and a man advantage.
Yeah, and T1 know that they're happy to play retake on A if needed. Too much of a risk to stick around on site, but they have a lockdown, which can very comfortably get them set up. There you go. The star of the show.
Yeah, we love Wingman in this house.
The little bro, he's got the plant in. He's bought them that little bit of time now as the clock moves into their favor. Rolling Thunder avoiding it at first. Mr. Fallen actually grabs a kill off of utility, and he's still standing strong down below. Captain on for another. Mr. Fallen still hasn't been rooted out.
Either that or he just jumped at exactly the same time, but it looked like it went through initially, and it just gave them that extra bit of time to facing off against FUT in a post-plant situation. And well, look at this from Saya, straight through. Looking to try and take this round, but the counter util hit by a Paranoia and a bullet to the face. They've not got a lot to play with in this round, continuing the push, and they almost lose another life. Carpe tagged desperately low.
Yeah, left on 35. Lockdown still in his back pocket. He'll be avoiding further fights. Phenomenal beginning to this round for the side of FUT, and again, we see that discipline in play. Captain and Kiwi holding the extremities for the first 30 seconds or so, but now the squad starts to group up. They'll look for a new target to take down, and it looks like the C site is what they have their sights set on. Ban tucked in that corner. He'd managed to sneak his way here just a few moments ago. Shot. Ooh. I mean, that very much looks like that should be the only player here. They're not checking Ban at first. I think it paid the price. A double kill. The Hunter's Fury fired out a little too far away from the first, and nothing found in the second. This is right back into play for T1.
That looked like it was on, especially the first one, but hey, Ban has made this one competitive. Started to come alive over the last couple of rounds. Moj, Zeta just unable to connect. That's been a couple of opportunities in this round, and Carpe, well, he's low. Wanted to try and take a risk. Now just look at the space that is there for FUT. The other player is so desperately far away. Now that alarm bot likely not going to be online from that sort of distance. Incredibly far away, but I think the position of Moj holds a lot more value. Someone they need to clear. Zeta has done well though, but the trade is immediate, and now it's left all onto Munchkin.
Full belt of utility to work with, at the very least. That smoke fading. There you go.
Look at the ults.
The Rolling Thunder will be committed. They're not risking anything in this 2v1. A stun through gives away his position. T1 out of this opening series. So far, the squad of T1 only finding 11 rounds across it. Not enough to win one map.
Yeah, no, a really good sign for FUT. Like, we looked at them coming into this tournament after having Foxy as well, so a great sign for them thus far in this game. Ada Captain, is he actually just going to stick that all the way through? He did. He held it.
Oh.
He went onto the site and just found an opener. No fear in this man's heart. They've still got a couple of positions that they need to clear. The lockdown's going to make things more awkward, and the position of Munchkin could do serious damage. They're just going to back out of there. So much time on the clock that they don't need to risk it.
Oh, okay, one player detained. There was only space for Ada Captain. Couldn't fit two players in the safe corner, the safe spot. T1 back into A, 3 players here. I thought FUT were out, like fully out, once Krax didn't go for the plant with the wingman. Once the spike went running back all the way down A long. And indeed, they will be changing direction, but very, very slowly. From the shadows, spots one player, but yeah, you're starting to get the idea that they're rotating. If you're on the side of T1, the plant coming through.
Lil Bro's got this one. Don't worry, not need for any help here.
Boom. That's how we do it.
They
now
even tried to
very quickly
paranoia.
on it. They're going to try and defuse this already, tapping it immediately and causing this utility to start being thrown out. How has Krax found that? A nail in the coffin for the squad of T1 as Krax picks up even more. The flank is on its way, and that will do it. 13-7.